Good morning. Happy Saturday. Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa. I'm going to eat my little breakfast here with some ackee and bread. I didn't feel like making any dumpling or any banana or anything because I had that earlier in the week. Too much dumplings. Can't. I'm trying to do a little bit right. So forgive me as I'm eating and talking. And I have my tea. I was going to announce that I'm going live, but I was like, I didn't want to announce it and set a time, and then I end up doing something. If you know, then go. And actually, you know what? Let me get my well, no, I was gonna get my I can't be bothered. I was gonna get my holder for my phone, but yeah. In case in case I am covering over the microphone, and the sound come out muffled. Yeah. But anyway, guys, I don't really eat bread with ackee, but today I am. So I'm gonna post this video afterwards. It looks so gloomy outside. But yeah, I'm like, I have stuff to do, and I was like, I'm not doing anything today. I just go and do a live and do a live. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just do a live. Mm. How is everybody? Today's one of those days. My shoulder hurts. Today's one of those days that I just want to you know, lounge around. But if you hear noise, because I'm doing laundry, you can't just lounge around. There's always something to do. There's always something to do. Always something to do. Always something to do. Always something to do. But yeah. So I wanted to do a live because you guys are probably looking at me like, what's going on? You know, I went to play pickleball. Excuse me. I went to play pickleball yesterday. And the lady at the front desk, she's something else. Yeah. So, oh, I haven't seen you in a long time as I'm coming through the door. I was like, yeah, haven't been here in a couple of months. She knows that. But the only reason why she was making small talk with me is because of this. So as I'm signing in, normally I don't sign in my full name, you know, just whatever. But I got so distracted because she's questioning me. But anyway, I'm signing in. The guy before me is just looking at her because it was so obvious. But I guess in kind of a way, to be honest, I may have done the same thing if I want answers. Sometimes you're curious and you just want to ask. I get that. But there's a time when you kind of like cut it off kind of thing. Feel out the people, feel out the vibe. I haven't seen you in a long time. Yeah, so as I'm signing in, oh, you cut off all your hair? I said, yes. And she looked at me, puzzled. And she's like, so are you going to grow it back? Like, are you going to grow it back? She sounded like she could be like an auntie, a mother, or somebody. So are you going to grow it back? I was telling my son the story, and he was like, well, are you? I already had a long discussion with my son about it. Here is what I really wanted to tell her, as well as everybody else. A hoofa body. It's my body, my head, my hair. I do what I want to do. So if you don't like it, that that's your problem, not mine. That's what I really wanted to say, you know? But she was like, "Are you going to grow it back? Like a little bit?" I said, "No." And then she looked shocked. I said, "No." And she wanted to say, I think she said, "What?" Like she was about to say. And I said, "No, I'm going to rock it for a while and then just walk away." And she went, "Oh." I didn't realize until several months ago, as she was looking for a paddle for me or whatever, and we were going to the storage room or whatever, that she has beautiful, beautiful hair. And I never realized that because she always has it in one. And once in a blue moon, she'll have it out. But when I was really looking at her hair, she has beautiful quality hair, and everything. And, but anyway, do you, do you, honey? Oh, I hate when people tell me what to do. I really do. I really do. I really do. And I don't tell you what to do, or they don't tell me what to do, but they're trying to make a suggestion to make them feel better or whatever. But I don't like that at all. So basically, on my mother's birthday back in October, because my birthday is in October also, it wasn't intentional. It was just what I was feeling, what happened. It's on my hair channel. I happened to cut off all my hair. Actually, I was shaping up the back of my hair and it went up a little bit too high. And I was like, I contemplated there for a couple of minutes what it would be like to go bald and where I would be going because I face a lot of people every week. And especially, if I'm going to service, like for a minute, I was like, do I have to put on a wig? I don't like wigs. What's the purpose of me putting on a wig if I'm going to cut off my hair? Yeah, I could have left it, but it was so high up in the back. I was like, okay, it's going to look kind of bikerish, kind of, I don't know. It kind of, I didn't care for it if I had left it. So I said, you know what, Lisa? You've done, this is how my hair was. All of our hairs were very thick. So we did straightening. My mother straightened our hair when we were younger, because that was a thing back in the day. It was straighten the hair. I have one aunt, one, that still straightens her hair to this day, and she has beautiful hair. She actually can go without straightening it, but anyway, my mother, I guess, saying, "Oh, I have 3 girls." And oh, it's a lot of work to do. I don't know what she was thinking, but then we got introduced to relaxers because it was much easier. And so I did the relaxers for a long time, up until 2018. So from a young child, my relaxers. In between that time, I would color my hair, whether professionally or on my own. And so this happened. I don't know if you're not following me on my hair channel, how that whole hair channel came about. Was because one time I was coloring my hair at home, and I know this was the golden rule. Don't ever, ever, ever color your hair and relax your hair at the same time. I knew it, but something inside of me was just like, I need to get it done, need to get it done. I went in reverse order and whatever. Could have waited a couple of days, but everything, I'm the kind of person where everything in life happens for a reason. We may not see it in the moment when we're going through it, but I feel like it happens for a reason. Lord have mercy, my hair fell out. My hair was starting to fall out. I was like panicking because I had work the next morning. I remember it was a Sunday and I was like panicking. I tried everything and I just see more and more hair. And I was like, yep, this is what I heard of. And I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something. See this little spot right here? It never grows back like right here because when I was a teenager, when I was younger, I used to use that one area to test out the coloring. And yeah, and throughout college as well, I would always test that one area. They said to always test the area on your head, right? My hair is growing back, so that's why it looks like this. And and so my friends at the time would say, my acquaintances would say, don't test it right there. It's right there in the front of your head. Test it at the side or something, the back or something. I was like, no, I'm going to do it right here. But the thing about me is that I kept doing it in the same spot. I never tried. I think I must have moved over a little bit. Well, guess what? Throughout the years when my hair was fuller, this one area never so it was true. Don't ever test the color in the same exact area because they kept saying that your hair is going to fall out, your hair is going to fall out. So, yeah. So anyway, back to 2018 when no, it was a little bit before 2018. It was the October because I was trying to do it around my birthday, or maybe it was in November. And then I started YouTube and everything in 2018, the hair channel, the podcast, everything in 2018. So I knew it was before, it was 2017 that it happened. So, anywho, I was like panicking, like, oh my gosh. I don't even know why I'm talking to you guys about this on this channel. I should be talking about this on my hair channel, but it is what it is. So, anywho, I panicked and I did some research and I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Luckily, I found as I was doing my research, going to the stores, buying products, and nothing was working. I thought somebody post about this is not sponsored. It's a 10. It's called It's A and it's the number 10. So I tried the shampoo. Very expensive. It was like $27 to $30 and each. And I was like, it stopped the head, the hair from, leaving my head. And I was like, oh, thank God, thank God. And I love that product. I will tell anybody about that product. It's a 10. It's a boy, it's a girl. It's a, and it's the number 10. It's a 10. 10 out of 10. So that helped me. And then I just cut it all off. It was low, salvage. It wasn't that bad. But if I had continued, more would have fell out. But anyway, luckily it all grew back. And in that moment, I said, I'm going natural. No more relaxers. None. No more. And that was that. So I'm the kind of person where I will, experiment with my hair or whatever. I love this look. I've had a little bit more hair. I've never had it bald or this low before in my life. And I was able to see that, oh, I have a little scar or something, or maybe it's a birthmark or something here. I didn't know. At least I can say in my lifetime I've seen my entire head. How many people can say that? But anyway, people focus too much on outer appearance and hair and whatever. Hair, the hair doesn't define you. It doesn't define who you are as a character. Some people have long, beautiful hair and they think they hold on to it and whatever. I've seen so many videos of people who have long hair. I've seen the transformation videos. I'm filming. So I've seen the transformation videos. Hold on, hold on. I've seen the transformation videos of people who had their hairstyles, long hair, and how it's revamped. And I love those videos. I love those videos. But anywho, but yeah, just wanted to share that. So I'm rocking it for a while. I find that it's the easiest thing. I don't have to get up, curl my hair, color my hair, put in that, whatever. Easy peasy. Yes, I still get stares. I will always get stares. I will always have people wondering, am I sick with cancer or anything like that? Not to my knowledge or anything like that. And and there are some women, a few, who do it just because they want to do it, not because you're sick or anything like that. But I think as a society, we're so used to, if a woman doesn't have any hair on her head, she's automatically sick. So it's a stigmatism out there, and I get it. But at the same time, you don't know what could have happened. You don't know if it was a chemical. You don't know if they had certain. You don't know. So it's not a matter of looking at someone and saying, "Oh, this." I did have people reach out and say, "Is everything okay?" Whatever, because it shouldn't be automatically. Because I find like a lot of people, this has been my experience, a lot of people who do have cancer, they don't share it until the last moment. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to cope with it on their own and everything. They're trying to process it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So yeah. So, anywho, I hope this kind of like encourage anyone, whether they're sick or not, to just do you and show your hair and be proud of it. You know what I mean? Be proud. Be proud, whether you have hair or not. Not proud, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like, you're still a beautiful person, regardless of what it is that you're wearing, the makeup, your hair, everything. You're still a person. And we just need to treat people like that. Yeah. So, anywho. So, well, that took like 17 minutes or so to talk about. But anyway, just to clear that up, and I really wanted to come. So there's another story of whether or not I was coming back to YouTube. Oh boy. If you've been following me for a long, long time, give me a thumbs up in the comments. You've seen me say that. I think every creator, content creator, goes through this. So I just want to say thank you for 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Here we are, February 16th. Next week will be 7 years. 7 years. I'm going to say it. 7 years and I'm just now reaching 1,000. But there's a story. So in October of 2024, I posted on YouTube, oh, I only need 20 more people to make 1,000. But during that time, I was also saying to myself and praying about it. And I said, you know what? Should I go back to YouTube? Should I? Should I? I feel sometimes like I'm putting in the work, but I'm not seeing anything. But I love the work and I can't stay away from the work. So it's kind of like 7 years of just doing the work. And then sometimes I look at the videos and I'm like, ugh, I can't look at them. They're not quality, but I still push them out. And I said to myself, oh, I can see why people didn't subscribe. But then I said to myself, and I said to you guys, it's for family and friends initially, And then I come to find out that there's some haters that I used to work with that are watching. It's kind of like, I shouldn't say haters, but it's kind of like, I don't know. Let me not just go down that rabbit hole. But it's kind of like people, I kind of want to say they don't F with you, but, or whatever, but they don't consider you friends. I don't consider them friends either. But it's kind of like they're so curious as to what you're up to. You know what I mean? You get what I'm trying to say? It's kind of like, oh, let me see what she's up to kind of thing. Follow, unfollow, follow, unfollow, follow, unfollow. Yeah. So I've come to the realization that it's a big, big world out there, and I can't stop people from doing whatever they want to do. If they want to follow, if they want to watch, that's on them. I just don't focus on that. Yeah. So in between October to now, February, I'm like, nothing. Nothing was happening on YouTube. The 20 subscribers were not coming in. So I was like, okay, yes, yes. And I was like, yes, Lord, let them not subscribe. So therefore I don't have to come back, you know? And if they do come, if the 20 do come, and it was a watchable, teachable moment to say all these months, 3.5, 4 months later, nobody subscribed. It just went dead. And I was like, is that what you're saying, that I shouldn't go back, Lord? You know, I had questions, you know, and I prayed about it, and I was like, okay, but it kind of got like, I kept watching it, and I was like, you know what, just stop watching it, because I wanted to know, but part of me later on was like, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. Because during that time, I started crocheting again. I started doing other stuff again. It was kind of peaceful. I didn't have to edit. I didn't have to do this. I didn't have to do that in regards to content. I, however, was still on TikTok. Because of all the apps, I find TikTok to be the most easiest. That's my opinion. So I was like, okay, let's go on TikTok. Now I'm going to give you a little story about TikTok, the lesson that I learned from TikTok, and the lesson I feel like I need to share with you all as well. I started TikTok January 1st, 2020, right? Right before the pandemic hit real big. And it was just for fun going on. And I was like, every time I start something new, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to work these things. But surprisingly enough, I figured it out. But then years later, like when I heard that, you know, recently that TikTok was going to shut down, and I'm seeing all these videos, and I was like, I wasn't using it to the best of my ability. Because I was doing other things, and I was like, I didn't do X, Y, and Z, but the lesson here that I wanted to share with you guys, these are just content creative thoughts and tips and stuff that I went through and my process as being a content creator, is that everything is on pause right now. Everything, everything. My podcast, everything. YouTube was on pause. Everything is on pause. And 2024 was a challenging year, but maybe I shouldn't tell people it was a challenging year, or maybe I should, for them to see how during that challenging time there was also blessings. Yes. And I don't have the scripture in front of me to show you, to tell you guys, because I just read it the other day too, about it's pretty much you're crying out to God, but in the midst of the troubles is when you find Him more. I'm paraphrasing, but you get what I mean. So let me just leave my tea up here. Drinking my orange spice tea. In other words, you call out to God more when you're in need. You rely on Him more. You should rely on Him on everything and put God first on everything. But human tendency, and that's when you get to realize. So everything is on pause. And I was like, thank you for that downtime. So part of me wanted to reach the thousand and part of me didn't, because I was like, okay. So anyway, in regards to TikTok, what I was saying is that when I started to grow. And then all of a sudden, I'm following these people because, I'm trying to keep up with the young people a little bit. And they were saying something about shadow banning. And I was like, I started to lose subscribers. And I was like, what's going on? What's going on? So that just demotivated me, guys, to the point that I was like, I'm not doing this. And I would go on, excuse me, I would go on every now and then, do a couple of dances, and just have fun. But my goal was never to, I was like, what's the sense of me growing the channel when you're just gonna take them off? Like, are these bots? Are these robots or whatever? So I was demotivated. So anyway, I was speaking to a couple of people recently when all this TikTok going away stuff. I met people here in town and we were talking about it. And one guy said he was just about to sell on TikTok Shop when all this ban and everything. Now for my business channel, my business TikTok, that has a lot of subscribers, but then I kind of like tapered off. When I tell you everything is on pause, I just tapered off. And yes, I could have sold on TikTok Shop there, but I felt like my schedule was all over the place. I was doing my markets and everything and doing events. And I wasn't doing as much of anything in 2024 because other stuff was priority. So, yeah. So, I had the subscribers on my business, but I wasn't keeping up with it because I was so discouraged with with the main one on so anyway, it dropped down to 200 and something subscribers. And I was like, okay, it is what it is. I'm just going to come on here and have fun. Little did I find out till recently in 2025 by talking to some people, because I didn't realize so many people were making a killing off TikTok and being successful on TikTok. And to the point that I saw videos, people were doing their goodbye videos and everything, and they didn't know what to do. I heard success stories on what was going on, with people's businesses. People had kids that were sick, and they were able to, the community on their TikTok community help them, and all this other kind of stuff. And so it's been helpful for a lot of people. But one guy said I shouldn't have given up. So that is the lesson. So even though I saw the subscribers were going down and everything, I shouldn't have given up. Just kept going, because he said the secret to TikTok was to just keep posting and to interacting with the community. That was the secret. I said, oh, but I just saw defeat, and I was like, okay, it is what it is. It's an app. I was on other apps, but yeah, but listen, I've also learned in life what God has for you is for you. So I'm telling you guys all of this just to be transparent with you guys and show you, you guys probably wondering where I've been, what was going on. It's a lot of stuff that was going on, a lot of things to process, a lot of things to know. Am I moving in the right direction? Is this what you want from me? And here's another lesson. If you guys been following me for a long, 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 long time, long, 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 long time, we don't have no nice time. Do, 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 do. Think about that. Long, long. So remember when you're younger and they ask you what it is that you want to be when you grow up? Remember I've had this discussion like, oh, I wanted to be this when I was younger. Well, guess what? I'm going to be it. So I said it before. I'm not going to say it now, but if you know, then go. But I mentioned it in another video and also on my podcast to say that I didn't exactly do that when I was younger. I kind of like, if I really, 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 really wanted to do something, it wouldn't be this, but it's something, it was a childhood thing, and then I never pursued it or whatever. But I told people that I ended up doing it through my business. But now I'm actually going to do it. So it's going to be a juggling act this year. It's going to be a juggling act because there's lots of things going on in the world. Lots of things. And I will tell you what I tell everyone that I've met. Whether you have a house or an apartment, start growing your own food. I tell people that all the time. I don't want to hear, "Oh, I have an apartment and I can't." You have an apartment. You have a patio. I've seen pictures of New York or other areas where they grow their own stuff in their apartment. So I don't think having an apartment is an excuse. I think if you have a house, whether you're renting, owning, or whatever, once you have roof over your head, people start growing your own food. Start growing your own food. Whatever you eat and it has a seed, save the seeds and plant it and grow it. Yeah. Hopefully my garden does great in 2025. The past couple of years, like last year, not so much. The year before, it was a weed. 2021, oh, when I first started, oh, no, in 2020 and 2021, woo, my garden was great. I kind of learned throughout the years, like what the secret is for me, for my zone area, because everyone in the world has zone areas, like depending on the dirt, you know, the soil, this, and that, what, the weather, climate, what will work, what won't work. I think the weather had a lot to do with it. It's been extremely hot in Georgia. If it's not hot, it's been raining. You know what I mean? So you see me guys on the vlog when I had my greenhouse, the little flimsy greenhouse that kept blowing away. I tried to save it. I had some of the sticks, the things, and I did read the reviews, and it did say in strong winds it wouldn't last, but I still bought it and whatever. Now, I'm thinking of doing like a high tunnel thing, but I've contemplated on that for the past few years because it will be blocking the view of the backyard because it's a high tunnel. It's like those big white tunnel things. And yeah, yeah, I'm just reviewing a few things. I did do all the raised beds myself, thank God. And I see that some of the boards are coming. They did tell me that I was picking the wrong boards at the time. There's a certain kind of wood that you should be using for the raised bed so it can last a little longer. Doesn't matter as long as there's some kind of shape or something. I've seen people make their raised beds out of sticks and stuff and whatever. So I didn't have the time last year. The year before, there was a lots and lots of weeds for some reason in the backyard. I think I know why. Because sometimes when people give you free seeds, especially at some places, you don't know what exactly is mixed up in there. So you have to be very careful with that as well. Only plant foods that you're really going to eat, otherwise it'll just be a waste of space and time and energy. I have so many peppers, bell peppers, hot peppers, chili peppers, and whatever. My mistake was that I just put them all in the same envelope. I don't care. Pepper is pepper for me. If you know me, I'm a pepper girl. So yeah. So one thing I've also learned is to start inside and then transplant them. Sometimes when you transplant, they may not take. It's all about, yeah, but I think I figured out what is the best solution for my garden. And it's something that you guys have to figure out, like what and what will work, you know? I have lots of videos on the channel showing you what I do with my garden every year. That peach tree, that's the only thing in my garden right now that's just yeah. Yeah, because the secret to the peach tree is that a lot of people use pesticides and stuff. My garden is not about pesticides. So I try to do everything with natural ingredients and stuff like that. So yeah, but that peach tree, it always grow peaches. But for whatever reason, the bugs keep going and people don't want to give up their secrets as to help a sister out but some did, but it always ends up that they always use some kind of pesticide or something. I'm gonna probably have to wrap the bark of the tree. You ever get so like you just want to solve it, you just want to figure something out? That's me and that peach tree out there. There are times I just want to cut down the whole thing, to be quite honest. Last year I cut down the some of the branches because they're not supposed to be going up, they're supposed to be going outward like that, and only to come out there to come see the branches going back up again. So the thing with peach tree is that the middle needs to be, it needs to be like this, like curved and open. The inside needs to be open. It can't go up, it has to go sideways and grow out, and it has to be low. I didn't know that for the first few years. There's a little apple tree that I have, and I need to get another. I had another blueberry bush because blueberries need to pollinate, apples need to pollinate. But with the apple, they did grow a few apples, both of them, but then I had to throw away one because I find like the root and the stem looked like it was infected, the branches. So that one little apple tree out there, I just left it just to see. So the blueberries came in last year, and so yeah. So hopefully I get to start. We'll see how it goes with the garden, with the weather. And the reason why I wanted a high tower is that tower is that I didn't want the sun to be beaming down and like burning off a lot of the garden stuff. That's another thing as well. I do have some of the high tower cloth material and stuff. That's to get rid of the bugs. The strawberries that I have out there, I'm probably going to uproot them because some other channels that I was watching that had strawberries that did great, they said they only keep theirs for 3 to 4 years. Mine keep coming back, but some little bugs out there keep eating it. And they're not growing to be full size. They're growing to be like little tiny strawberries. So yeah, the whole garden, whole gardening is a work by itself, and I didn't have time for that last year. I really didn't. I started, and I was just like, but that's on the plan. Hopefully, is to, because things are so expensive nowadays. There's lots of recalls on a lot of stuff. There's a lot of people getting sick. I heard that half of the school system, teachers, kids, everybody is out sick with the flu. Is it the flu or is it the bird flu or is it something else? Oh my gosh. And some people are wearing masks again. I think maybe I need to wear mine. You just don't know. You just don't know like what's going on, and a lot of it has to do with the food that we're eating, the meats and everything. So yeah, my son is vegan and I'm pescatarian. But last year I did dibble dabble and add a little bit of meat every now and then. And I keep saying it. I can feel the difference. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it when it doesn't. It tastes good to go down, but then I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. How do I feel it? I feel aches and pains. I feel like sick. A lot of people cook with onions, and I keep telling people I can't eat onions anymore. It upsets my stomach very, very bad, and they're all in shock. What? 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 You don't eat onions? What? I love onions. I can't do without onions. That's all I keep hearing. I can't. Oh, I just love onions. I love onions. Good for you. But we can't eat it. I can't eat it. I can't eat it. I'm not a big fan. Talk to me about pepper. And then when I say that about peppers, they're like, peppers? I can't take peppers. And I was like, I love peppers. But yeah, I get it. I get it. But anyway, guys, yeah. It is 9:22 a.m. It's going to be a long video because I'm just catching up on everything. And yeah. So let's talk about, let's talk about, let's talk about the deportation stuff. I haven't been keeping up, guys. I haven't been keeping. I've seen tidbits and tidbits. Yes, I too have family members that have been up here legally and they still are not citizens. What am I going to do? I said it back then. Nobody wanted to listen to me. So all I can do is just do me. Sometimes you just have to sit back and just thank God. You know, sometimes you just have to sit back and say, thank you, Lord, that I did what I did, that you made it possible for me to do what I do and did what I did when I did it. Thank you. Thank you for putting in me, hey, Lisa, I think you should do this. There were circumstances back then that I was like, I was just thinking about the future and I was thinking about this and that. And I was like, you know what? Back then, when I became a citizen of the United States, they remember when they were saying Bill Clinton was the black president, even though he's white? Remember back then they loved them some Bill Clinton. And this was like in the 90s, I want to say. I was a young person. And I said, you know what? I've been in the States for a long time. And they said, and I kept hearing, when you live in Florida, you have the Jamaican station with Winston Barnes. If you know, then go type in yes in the comments if you reach this far in the video. And so the Jamaican station in Florida will always talk about stuff that you need to do and whatever. And they will always say, yes, the price of becoming a citizen is going up. And I kept seeing that it was one time, it was like within a couple of weeks, it went from 80 to 90 to 90 to 100 or what. I said, wait a second, it's going up and up and up. By the time you know it's going to be 1,000, something just says it's going to be 1,000 or more. And look where we are now. So I'm just grateful to only God that He put it in me and that my friends and some of my cousins and some other family members did it around the same time as me. Yep, yep. Because I saw it was going up and I was like, I'm not gonna dish out no 1,000 or 100 or 300 or whatever. Because I saw that it was increasing rapidly, the price. And I was like, because when I did it, they said it was $95. But then some people were saying it was $100. And I think the site said it was 100 or no, it was 90. It didn't change to 100. I said, well, you know what? I'm sending in 100 just in case that I send in all the paperwork and everything and then come to find out that, oh, it's the wrong price. So I said, you know what? If all else failed, they can reimburse me. They never did because I think they accepted the 100 because they were changing over to 100. How much is it now, people? Can you put in the comments? Was it 3,000, 5,000? I've heard. I was like, what? Yeah. So I am going to touch on this a little bit because I don't have all the specifics. I did see a few people do videos to say that even people who are here legally means with a green card, meaning that you did the paperwork, you have all the proper documentation. That's what we had when we first came. It was classified as legal documents, it's classified as green card, whatever you want to call it. It's legal. It's legal. And we were up here for a while, and I'm just the kind of personality, I don't know if it's being the oldest child or whatever, I don't know. I just get things done. I try to tell people. People don't want to listen and they do X, Y, Z and this and that. So I said, you know what? At least I can say I told you. You don't want to listen? Up to you. And it's not even like they didn't have the money, you know? It's not even like they didn't have the money. It's what we prioritize with our money, what's important. And I get it, especially if you did it legally and you had to go through all that process. Because I even remember as a child in Jamaica, us going to some place in Kingston and taking the passport. I can remember the place. and we were waiting outside playing because I guess we were waiting for the pictures to be developed. So I was waiting for we were waiting for the passport pictures. I even remember going down to some center or something, some big building with lots of people. I remember getting shots. And so I get it. I say all of that to say that I know a lot of these processes are long, and I know you don't want to go through all of that again and they all up in your business and all that kind of stuff. I get it. I totally get it. But becoming a citizen of the United States was actually kind of easy back then. I don't know what it is now. And yeah, it was just a matter of going down to where it is, filling out the paperwork, going down to where it is. They interview you. Oh my God, I was so nervous. I told the story on my podcast. I think I messed up on one question because I study. You have to study, and one of my cousins, I didn't know she was doing it. She said, Lisa, somebody else did it. And so, yeah, people heard in the family that I was going for it, because I was telling people, do it before, because I heard the prices are going up, do it. And like I said, I was a young person. I was like, do it. And one of my cousins, Claudette, she was like, hey, Lisa, here's a study book. And I was like, she just came out and you see how God is good? And that study book helped me. And it was like a thin pamphlet study book. And I was like, thank you. I was like, how did you know I was, whatever. But God is good because God sent her to give me the booklet to study. And she said, this booklet is so good and it will help you because a lot of people use this booklet to study from. And a lot of the questions are from this booklet. And I studied and I studied. And of course, they said it may not be some of those questions, but still, I wanted to get, I think you had to get, it's been so long, guys. Is it 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5 or something? You had to come pretty close. It wasn't even that much questions they asked you during the interview. I think maybe 5 questions. And I'm a go-getter. I'm very competitive. And I was like, okay, because I seen people who were before me in the waiting room. They call you. I don't know how, this was back in the 90s, early 90s or stuff, guys. And I remember that they would call your name, take you back there in your room to interview you, and then they would tell you to sit to go back out. And I think it was you kind of see what the process was as you're sitting in the waiting room waiting for your turn. And I think if you sat back down, you didn't pass. But if you walked out, you passed, something like that. So anyway, I was a little bit nervous and I messed up on one question, but the guy was so nice. The guy that interviewed me, and he was standing by us. I didn't know that the interviewer stand with you guys as you're swearing in and whatever, later on. And the one question I'll tell you guys here, if you didn't hear it on my podcast, was that he was asking about Puerto Rico. Is Puerto Rico a state of the United States? Is it? All that went through my mind is that, oh, the United States has how many states? Okay. And yeah. I won't say because then I'll mess it up right now. And I was like 51, 52. And I was like, Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico in my mind. And so I said, no. I answered everything else with confidence, but I was like, no. And then he's like, it isn't. He was nice. And and I said, no. And then I caught on. But yeah, because I had already passed. I was like, oh my gosh, is he gonna fail me because I missed one? Because I've heard stories as well that some of them will fail you if you miss one of them, and some of them want you to get all the answers right. I don't know how it is now, guys. I really don't know how it is, but I'm so thankful that I did it when I did it. I mean, I kind of knew this day would come because I've had conversations. I've had conversations with certain family members. I knew this day would come when only I knew it would come because I've seen movies about it. I've seen movies where was it a Denzel Washington movie or something where they had that there was a separation, people were being deported. It was mostly the how they stereotype and put the Arabian people, I forgot what the name of that movie is. It was some kind of crime movie or whatever. But anyway, I've seen a couple of movies throughout the years where there's always like a separation, like people who are not. So I kind of seen like it was coming, if that made sense. Nothing is guaranteed in this world. Anybody can do whatever the heck they want to do in regards to changing the law, doing whatever they want to do with the law, because this is the world, the world. And we're all following man's law where we need to follow God's law. Does that make sense? So when you have so many people trying to govern the world, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. It's never going to work. So nothing is set in stone. That's all I'm trying to say. So I knew this day was coming eventually where somebody was going to say, you're going back. But I kind of had it in my head that it was more for people who are not here legally. But a part of me also felt like whether you're here legally, they still can find some loophole or something to say you weren't born here or something. You get what I'm trying to say? So I kind of felt that a little bit. So here we are in 2025, and it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. And I'm seeing some videos on TikTok where people are doing videos saying how people are celebrating that people are going back. I don't think it's a celebration. It should never, ever, ever be a celebration. You're celebrating somebody having to give up what they work for here in the US or other countries to go back to an area that they don't even know or haven't been there in a long time to start all over again. A person should never celebrate somebody's downfall because you never know if you're next. You get what I'm trying to say? That is the I didn't even know people were doing that. That is the worst thing you can possibly do. The worst thing you can possibly do. But anyway, guys, that's my little spill on the whole deportation thing. I'm just gonna say, pray about everything. Hope everything works out. Um, that's all I can say for now because I don't know. Because I've heard some things going into law, some things are taken back. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. The whole plane crash thing, all these plane crashes and everything going, that's all too much. That's all too much for me. Too much. That's why I don't watch the news. But yet I'm seeing it. I'm watching it. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Whether you're staying in the United States or not, we all, as a world, is going to go through some rough times because things are hard. And only people, I was going to say the only people that can help you, but nobody can help you. The only person that can help you is God. You need to call on Jehovah's name. You need to call on Jesus' name. You need to call on God to help you. You need to put God first. Don't ever think that you're alone. God is always there to help you. We don't see it when we're going through it. That's the thing because we're so focused on the problem. But we just have to chillax a little bit. Chillax, and pray. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. And if you are deported back, look at it as an adventure. I don't even know what the process is. I'm sorry. I need to do my research on it. I don't know what the process is because I also hear stories that some people are in deportation centers. So they're deporting them to go to a center does that make sense? If they're back in their country? I don't know. It's a lot going on in this world. It's a lot. The sun is shining. The sun is shining. It's trying to come out. Trying to come out. I finished my breakfast. Guys, this is a little bit of a catch up, on a Saturday. The laundry has stopped. The machine has stopped. I have to go get a new washer and maybe dryer. It's a whole bunch of stuff going on, and everything is just money, 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 money. Where the money coming from? Money, 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 money. So I get it. I get it. If people, I also hear people say, "Oh, you've been in the States a long time, and why didn't you look at your paper?" You don't know what that person was going through. It's so easy to talk when you're on the outside, but you don't know. I've heard stories of people who came legally, illegally, and they stay with family members only to be treated badly. You just don't know what a person. I've heard people had 10 million jobs and made it. You know what I mean? It's about what you put in, it's about your faith, it's about so many circumstances, it's about the area, it's about the job pay, it's about your health, it's about this, it's about that. There's so many circumstances. You don't know what a person is going through. And sometimes they say, "How you doing?" "I'm okay." You just don't know what's behind the okay. You know what I mean? So yeah, guys. So yeah, this has been like an hour long catch up. So, what does that mean in regards to me and YouTube? It's taking it slowly. It's taking it slowly. What God has for me is for me. I am not focusing on anybody as far as where they are in their journey. I know that I've said it before. If they can take away TikTok, they can take away YouTube, they can take away everything. I don't think all of your eggs should be in one basket. I've said that before. But who am I? You can listen or not listen. I think we put all of our trust in materialistic things and think that, oh, YouTube saved me, TikTok saved me. It wasn't them, it was God. You have to know the difference. You have to know the difference. And you really have to put the trust in them. So even though I would love to have subscribers and people subscribe to my channel or watch my channel, I know at the end of the day, whatever God has it worked out. So that's what I'm saying. From October till now, no subscribers. And I looked at it, I didn't focus on it and say, "Oh my gosh, no." I look at it another way and I said, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't come back. Maybe I should do this and this instead. TikTok came back for a little bit. And you don't know what the new guidelines and stuff are going to be. Yeah, we're in the age of technology, but there's always somebody behind that technology. Yeah, guys, it's a Saturday. The sun is trying to come out. I'm going to finish doing my laundry, clean up a little bit, and I'll see you when you'll see me when you see me on YouTube. But yeah, guys, yeah. And also another lesson was maybe I'm not getting the subscribers because maybe I'm not ready for them. Still need to grow and process it. Yeah, little by little. But I'm so grateful for all of you guys who watch my videos on all my platforms and comment and whatever. And here's another last bit thing about TikTok and the lesson. Now that I know to just keep going, now the count is back up again. You believe that? So it is some truth to it. Just keep going. Go, 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 go. Until next time, peace, love. Bye.